Slava Isusa Christus, Slava Navika, glory be to Jesus Christ, glory be forever. This is Father Basil Malovany again, doing another podcast. I know I haven't been doing these podcasts too regularly, and just been very, very busy, teaching pretty much every day this week, and subbing in schools, and doing my course, our Lenten services in church. But I decided just to have a few minutes to do this podcast today because I like them and I haven't done it for a while. So anyways, today in the Roman Catholic calendar, Wednesday was Ash Wednesday. And I happened to be in a Catholic school today teaching and saw the service and the ashes being distributed, and of course people get the sign of the cross with the ashes, and this was reflecting upon that today, reflecting upon what the meaning of Ash Wednesday, which of course we don't really have in our Eastern Catholic tradition. We started Lent a couple days ago, the Great Fast, on the Clean Monday. And of course the Roman Catholics started on Ash Wednesday. But it is a beautiful tradition still that the Roman Catholics do with burning the palms that they used the previous Palm Sunday, and then using those ashes from those burned palms to bless people with, make the sign of the cross on their first day of Lent, which is Ash Wednesday. And of course, you know, the thing that keeps coming back to me is, you know, ashes to ashes. You know, we were created out of the earth, and we will return to the earth as well. You know, when we die, our body returns to the earth from where it's came from, and that is a great significance of that Ash Wednesday celebration, and it's important to remember that. You know, this about our created being. Just about our being created in the by God from this earth, and of course our physical bodies are going to go back to the earth as they came from, but our spiritual bodies, of course, are going to be forever and ever and ever, and you know, this to think about mortality and about our lifespan and what do we do with the time we're giving in this life. None of us in this world know how long we are going to be here. You know, we can plan and plan and plan and plan, and life insurance we pay out of our nose, you know, probably too much for our premiums. All the different insurances we have in life, that the insurance companies are making a lot of money out of us. And, you know, we think that we want security, and we save money for security, we save money for a pension, for retirement, and for all that stuff, and that's wonderful. You know, God says, you be wise with your money. That's good. You know, we have to be we can't be thoughtless with how we use our money and save it as much as we can to use it for the future. But it's important, though, at the same time that we're doing that, to remember that our life is in God's hands. Every single breath of our life is in God's hands. That's so important to remember. So very important to remember. if we act as though we're going to live forever, if we act that we don't need God in our life, that God isn't important, that we don't need to please Him in our actions, then we are, fooling ourselves. We are definitely fooling ourselves in that attitude, that we get all this security, all this monetary value, that we're saving and saving and saving, and we want to fend for ourselves, but we forget about our relationship with God. We forget about why we were created in the first place. So that's a good reminder, the ashes to ashes, that we were created out of this earth, and our physical bodies are going to return to this earth as well, where our physical bodies are we're not meant to be last forever and ever, like many people think. So that's one thing that I wanted to mention today. And now that I'm teaching a lot again, it's been an enjoyable experience so far to teach. I didn't think I would be teaching this much, but as I've been getting called a lot, and in this one school I'm working 4 days straight, and it's very interesting when you look at the youth of today, what their values are, and how they look at life differently probably than we were at their age. We probably don't look at life the same way as them when we were that age, There's a lot of fear in this world today that maybe my generation really never had. And I grew up in the Cold War era, and there was that friction between the communist countries and our so-called democratic countries of the West, and there was always the a little bit of the nuclear threat, but it didn't seem as fearful back then as it is now, with the war in Ukraine happening right in front of our eyes, and the media coverage, of course, is way more than any other war in history, because it's all over the media and cameras everywhere, and you see the destruction immediately after it happens. And you could tell that the students they know that this world is not the same as it used to be, And of course, there's also environmental issues. They're worried about the environment and about the pollution and about, is the world going to be safe for the future, But with all that being said, we still have to remember our mortality, And of course, it's hard to teach students about mortality, to teach students about that, one day we're going to die. One day we're not going to be here on this earth anymore. And that we have to prepare our souls for the heavenly kingdom. Yeah, and that's one thing I am blessed and also maybe cursed as a teacher and a priest to have that opportunity to teach about our faith in the school systems, but how many people want to hear it? How many people actually want to hear that we have to die in order to live again, to live forever? Something to think about, And I think I'll now that I'm teaching the schools, I have a lot more ideas about my podcast because of what I teach in the different schools and how I relate to the students. And I have to say that this one particular school I've been at, the students are wonderful. The students are this great. They're this very attentive, very positive, very respectful. And that's wonderful that our youth are like that. Well, some youth anyways. So it's good. It's good to see that the youth are learning how to have Christian values in our life. That's something we need more and more of. But anyways, from ashes to ashes, that's what I'm talking about today. And just to remember that anything that's happening around us, the war in Ukraine, all the craziness that was going on in Canada with the protests and our COVID, we're going to die. All of us are going to die eventually. So let us use the days that we have in this life with knowledge that we have to use them properly. We can't waste the time that we have on this earth, Unfortunately, we think, there's always tomorrow. I'll repent tomorrow. I'll go to confession another day. I'll go to church another day. I don't bother me now. I'm too tired to do that now. Well, that other day may not come. That other day may be closer than you think. And we have to take advantage of every opportunity we have to serve God with our whole heart, our whole soul, and our whole mind. God bless you. I hope to do podcasts more often, depending on my work schedule. But pray for Ukraine. Pray for everyone in the world. God bless.